Hey guys, so this is the ground meat mixture, and here I have grated garlic, grated ginger, black pepper, salt, oregano, scallions. This thing is going in and out of focus, but anyway, yeah. So you mix all that together, but I also added in a bowl I had chopped up some just regular sliced bread, really tiny, and then I added like a little bit of milk just so the bread will soak it up. And once that was done, I mixed it in also with a beaten egg. So you mix all that together and you let it sit for a little bit. I actually had it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, mainly because I wasn't ready to cook yet. I don't know, but either way it's gonna come out great. So here we go, meatballs in a white cream sauce. I'm gonna roll my meatballs, and they're not all equal sizes, but you get the point of what I'm doing here. So now we're gonna pan sear them. I would bake them off, but it's just not gonna be, well, I'm in a rush basically. I'm basically in a rush. So I'm trying to sear them off real quick so they could be evenly colored. And then we're gonna start our cream sauce. I'm just using a little butter just to coat the bottom of the pan a little bit. Not too much because the beef was 80-20, so it has a little bit of fat in it. Just spread them out evenly into the pot. No biggie, easy breezy. That is kind of, I hope it's staying in focus. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, I can see. Doesn't matter how you lay them. Just give them all a little room between each other so they can brown evenly. Oh, don't do what I'm doing. I got chef hands. I don't need anybody out there burning themselves. Yes, I have knives in my house and spoons and forks, but I'm already standing over here. Why not just use my hands? Okay, so we're gonna let these go for about 3 to 4 minutes each side. Again, they're gonna cook in a cream sauce, so we don't need to cook them all the way. My meatballs are out. They're just lightly brown around the edges and on the bottoms and stuff. And in your pan, you see all those drippings and stuff. Do not get rid of that because we need that for flavor. So now we're gonna build our gravy sauce, whatever. Anyway, so here I added some more butter, and I also added a half of an onion. You can chop your onion however you like it, however you want to chop your onion, that's how you do it, according to what you like. I like diced, so I made diced onion. And you're just going to saute it in this butter and the drippings until the onions get a little soft. You're just going to keep sauteing this for about 4 or 5 minutes or so, just so they can soften up a bit. So once your onions have softened up a bit, you're just gonna add, I didn't measure this, but I will have all the ingredients and measurements in the description box. However, I just put enough to coat the onions, and when you add your milk, you're just gonna put twice as much milk so that your sauce won't be too thick or too loose. So it's a measuring thing. I don't bake, so hey, I don't measure anything. But yeah, so we're gonna add a little flour. Not too much. You don't want the gravy to be too thick. Just enough to coat your onions. And I believe that seemed like it was about 3 tablespoons. I believe that was. And we're just gonna stir this. If I can stay in focus, autofocus. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna stir this constantly so we can cook out the flour. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. Now we're gonna add the milk. In my opinion, I feel like cold milk brings everything together faster for me. When I use hot milk, I seem to have a lot of clumps faster than usual. So use your own discretion. Whichever you're comfortable with, then you do what's best for you. Do what you think is better. But for me, cold milk works better. And I'm just gonna pour until I feel comfortable with the consistency. And you gotta whisk. Don't stop whisking until it thickens up. Because if you stop, you're gonna have lumps and clumps in your gravy, and that's what you don't want. If you don't have a whisk, I suggest you use a big spoon, but it's more tedious and you're more than likely to develop clumps. You need a whisk or something that could get everywhere. Even if you don't have a regular whisk, you could actually take off the whisk off your mixer. If you have a mixer at home, take the whisk off of there, and you can actually use that to mix your sauces, your, you know, whatever you want to use it for. Now that we added the milk, this sauce is called a bechamel. So that's what this is. And from here, you could either you can make mac and cheese, you can make anything you want. You could go anywhere from here, but this sauce right here is called a bechamel, and this is what I'm going to be building my meatball gravy from. So now we're gonna add some herbs, some spices, bring it back up to a boil so it can thicken up, and then we're gonna add our meatball. So it's thickened, and now we're gonna add our spices. First, we're gonna go in with salt, tiny bit of nutmeg, not a lot, just a tiny bit. You barely even want to see it. Lots of black pepper. Then we're gonna mix. Now we're gonna add our meatballs back in. Juice and all of them at the same time. This sauce is so good, guys. And it's so important not to get rid of your drippings, because the drippings have a lot of flavor. And the salt and pepper, you just go by to taste. If you like yours a little less salt, more pepper, you know, you can switch it up. Yeah, so continue stirring these until all your balls are coated. And you're going to continue cooking these for, I'll say 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, to make sure your meatballs are cooked through. Because remember, we didn't cook them all the way. Our meatballs are practically done. Now we're going to add our final touch, some parsley for color and a little bit more flavor. Sprinkle your parsley in. And we're practically done. We're going to serve this up with some rice and a salad. My rice is chilling in my mold, as you can see. And while it's in there, I'm going to put the salad together and plate it, and also our meatballs. I decided to put my salad on top of my rice, and it looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, and on top of my salad is just some parsley with my favorite balsamic vinaigrette. And yeah, there you have it. Meatballs and gravy with rice and a simple salad. Me and this camera are not friends today.